Click the links, join the channel here over at subscribe. So I got a mailbox, want to mail me a comic or something. So the argument for why comics or movies are not selling is pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's just the scale, the order of magnitude for the budget for this kind of stuff. I mean, simply put, they're trying to market something that the audience is not on board with. And if you tell them this, they'll call you Hugo Boss. And you're like, that might be true, but you're still not. See, they admitted it. So GLAAD is, talk about organizations that kind of, GLAAD, I guess, is not gay enough for modern gay organizations or something. I mean, like, they just keep adding letters onto this thing. Justin Trudeau gave some interview, and he said like 10 letters when he's talking about all the BLT stuff. It's like he just kept going on and on. Like, this is, just say gay as an umbrella term. No, you don't understand. That's gender is a social. I'm just gonna say gay. So they're rating the gayness of comics or the media propaganda campaign, which are known as movies, which was what movies are. There's like clearly they're just propaganda. If you've seen some of the Disney failures lately, so this is kind of a chicken and egg situation with these companies pushing the BLT, HD, 4K TV type of stuff on kids. And this is giving the companies the benefit of the doubt, which they very much don't deserve. But first, if you're a newbie normie and your first thought is, oh, well, companies are just chasing the market forces, that what they're doing, must be profitable. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. They're behaving rationally and logically like I would if I was running a business. No, it's not. You have to stop yourself. You can do a deep dive into the past history of failing movies and virtue signaling comics or even companies like Anheuser-Busch and a bunch of others. It's not exactly fair to say it's get woke, go broke. It's that and more that the woke stuff doesn't add to sales, and it does slightly to greatly lose sales a little bit. So logically, it's not worth doing it from a business standpoint, which should tell you that their motives are not money. They're not. The motives are not money. It's a religion. But people don't feel comfortable and concluding that, admitting that things are weirder than they have thought they were, and concluding that they were fooled in this theory and that these waters are much deeper than assumed, because it's kind of weird when you realize, oh, these multi-billion-dollar companies are doing something that I don't understand. That's a little scary. So they are. Is it the abyss? Yeah, for some of these companies, it actually is the abyss. Does that sound inconceivable, tinfoil hat stuff? Think about this. There's $1 billion medical industry based on removing organs from healthy kids so that doctors can buy Porsches. If they're willing to do that, they're willing to do anything. If you're willing to sterilize kids as a career, then the rules are clearly off the table. And this is all actually happening. Sometimes it's hard to admit. For a country to get this far without pushback, anything is on the table. Yes, they're brainwashing the kids, obviously. When you supersaturate media, schools, and social media pushing this BLT stuff, you're going to get BLT kids. That's just that simple. If you look at their classrooms, it's all rainbow, and they're making it sound so great. They're making it sound as you can be the center of attention if you say that you're this special thing. And if you're not, you're just plain and boring. It's like, well, of course kids are going to want to be that special thing, even if they don't know what it means. Yes, that's how propaganda and brainwashing works. If you're an adult, you know that's how it works with kids. They could do this with anything. If they were pushing people in flannels hiking around and kids saw that everywhere, then that industry would become much larger and much more popular. That's how humans are. It's social conditioning. People should obviously be looking up to their parents and families and ancestors. Instead, unfortunately, TV and social media have usurped that place of influence, and those are just run by the worst people on earth. So Disney and Amazon are rated by GLAAD as having the most propaganda so that kids can be exposed to it and, become those things. I don't know, it's the depopulation agenda or something. So this is sort of a fatal issue for society, because the left wing will never just say that they don't want their kids exposed to this stuff. Or that Antifa guy and his girlfriend, they're out after a wedding last night, and the Antifa guy is like, he's trying to be a violence interrupter. This guy at the top of the screen was kicking through this car window to break into it, and this Antifa guy tries to talk him out of it or something, and so he gets deleted. And in their mind, they can never look at that as anything other than a greater systematic societal system of oppression and patriarchy and all this kind of nonsense. You're like, so what are you going to do about it? You don't understand. You understand. The way to solve this is, and they list this long, just impossible way to solve this problem. You go like, so what about just, if someone's got 3 strikes, they just got, they're in prison for life after 3 strikes. Go, no, you understand. It's systemic. It's systemic. We just have to, and, they, all these Frankfurt School buzzwords, and you're like, but where does that lead to a solution? And then, people are continually getting stabbed left and right. You're like, yeah, so you let this guy out of prison 66 times? Well, that's right. That's right. It's just, you get the idea. It's like they're not living in the real world. I mean, everything they've been taught is like, everything that's in opposition to them is istophobic. And then they've been taught their whole lives that to be istophobic is absolutely the worst thing. You're like, why do you believe that? Oh, because the media and the government schools taught brainwash me to believe in that. Anyway, which means you're pretty much an intolerant right-wing Trump supporter, and of course he was right next to the Austrian corporal, the Austrian painter, so they have to be intolerant, which means that they have to accept all this stuff. It's kind of a core issue for the left wing. They need BLT kids, open borders, and soft on crime policies because they need chaos. And I know some of this sounds little tinfoil hat, Alex Jonesy type of stuff, but the media is saturated with this stuff, and the kids are jumping on board with it. It's all actually happening. I mean, you don't have to be crazy to start to believe conspiracy theories if they're true. Crazy stuff is already happening right now. Perhaps you've been looking around. Are there kids who know that they're BLT when they're little kids? I don't know about that. They keep saying that kids know who they are and trust the judgment of a child. That kind of sounds insane to me. When you're a kid, you didn't really feel attracted to somebody until puberty kicked in, because I mean that's what the hormones are doing to you. But they're saying that the toddlers know that they think they're the other sex or something, or I don't know, they like the color pink, or they want to play with certain toys. And you're like, isn't that all just, it's like societal constructive and none of it means anything? Oh, but it means something if they're attracted to the wrong toys or like the color pink or something. It's like, is it a social construct or not? It's like, it's whatever they want it to be. Like, none of this is real. Obviously, this is heading towards a civil war and a World War III in Europe. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode.